fore and hand knot once more. Start with the wide end of your tie on the right, extending about 12 inches below the narrow end on the left. Then cross the wide end over the narrow end. Turn the wide end back underneath the narrow end. Continue by bringing the wide end back over in front of the narrow end again. And while doing that, make sure that your hands form a little bridge. Then pull the wide end up through the loop around your neck. Hold the front of the knot loosely with the index finger and bring the wide end down through the front loop. At last, remove your finger and tighten the knot carefully to the collar by holding on to the narrow end and sliding the knot up. Like this. Flip down the shirt collar, button the buttons, adjust the knot one last time, and there you go with the fore and hand knot. Windsor knot once more. Start with the wide end of your tie on the right, extending about 12 inches below the narrow end on the left. Then cross the wide end over the narrow end. Then bring the wide end around and behind the narrow end. Next, bring the wide end up and pull it down through the loop and to the right. Next, bring the wide end over around front, over the narrow end from right to left. And while doing that, make sure that your hands forming a little bridge. Again, pull the wide end up through the loop and bring the wide end down through the front knot. Next, using both hands, adjust the knot, tighten it carefully, and draw it up to the collar. At last, flip down the shirt collar, adjust the knot one more time, and there you have the half Windsor knot. Start with the tie inside out, with the wide end on the right, extending about 12 inches below the narrow end on the left. Then cross the wide end under the narrow end. Bring the wide end over and under the narrow end again. Pull the loop down and tighten. Next, bring the wide end over to the right, and while doing that, make sure your hand's forming a little bridge. Then, pull the wide end up behind the loop. And finally, bring the wide end down through the knot and tighten gently. Draw it up to the collar. Slip down the shirt collar. Adjust the knot one more time. And there you have a Pratt knot. Go through the Windsor knot once more. Start with the wide end of the tie on the right, extending about 12 inches below the narrow end on the left. Then cross the wide end over the narrow end. Bring the wide end up through the loop between the collar and your tie, then back down. Pull the wide end underneath the narrow end to the right, back through the loop, and to the right again, so that the wide end is inside out. Next, bring the wide end across the front from right to left, and while doing that, make sure your hand's forming a little bridge. Then, pull the wide end up through the loop again. Bring the wide end down through the knot in front. And, using both hands, adjust the knot carefully and draw it up to the collar. Flip down the shirt collar and adjust the knot once more. And there you have the Windsor knot.